Let's tell you now about residents in some parts of Pretoria being concerned about a spike in dog poisonings. From Dalspoort to Mountain View, we're now joined by Mike Bolhuis, a private investigator on the DNA of these dog poisonings. Thank you very much, Mike, for your time. Is this more than usual spike that we are witnessing?
Yes, it is. It's been a problem for many years, but of late, and so with so many crimes, it has escalated. Take note that the criminal will do anything in its power to get into your property, whether it's a house, a business, or a farm, in order to take your stuff.
And how exactly do they do that? What do homeowners need to know? Are you being watched? How do they poison the dogs? What kind of poison is being used?
Yes, the criminal of today is an informed criminal. He will do a vetting evaluation and a risk analysis. By the way, that's what all investigations is about, is doing a thorough evaluation, identification, and a risk analysis. They do the same. So they observe and they see what could be a problem. If they find that the dogs, the only way that they can deal with them is by killing them, they will. If they can chase them away, they'll try that with a whip or with stones. Many dogs are scared of stone throwing and of whips. But if the dog poses any form of threat or stoppage, they will kill him with either poison or with a gun even, or any other ways and means to make sure that the dog is not a problem anymore.
We understand that in some instances they electrocute or taser the dogs.
Yeah, you should know your dog. If you know a bit about dogs, and I urge the people to read up about their dogs, know the history of their dogs, know their dogs very well, because the dog can warn you and help you, but you need to know your dog, exactly how he operates, what kind of dog it is, and what is his aggression level, and so forth. But everybody would know that a dog is probably more scared of being electrified than a shot or a gun. So electric tasing is the first thing that a dog will never ever forget in his life. And if he's once tased or electrocuted, it's actually over for that dog. It will always cower, and it will most probably always be dead scared of anything that comes towards him, thinking that it could be electrocuted. A gunshot and one of these crackers that you throw that makes an explosion is secondary. It's also, it can terrify the dog for life. But the criminal will evaluate, observe, and see how he can get entry and what they will come prepared. What will they do with the dogs if they are in the way? They have no regard for life and actually human life nowadays, and they will do whatever it takes to get your valuables.
How do you protect your animal?
Well, as I've said before, you must have a good relationship with your animals. We all love our best friends. The small dogs must be in the house. Keep them clean, do the hygiene and everything, but keep them in your rooms and on the beds, even if it's necessary. They will warn you. You can have the big dogs outside. The big dogs must be trained. You must teach them only to take food from you. You must also do a premises risk analysis every morning and every night. See if food or anything is thrown into your garden with poison. The ideal poison that the criminals do use is two-step because it's so quick and dangerous. Know your vet. Know that if your dog has taken poisoning, that you can immediately, you don't have to seek out a vet. Know where your vet is that is available. Know your neighbors, know your community, and stand together and do proper perimeter control. Have proper guarding alarm systems in place if you can afford it. But the problem is South Africans live quite isolated. They don't know the neighbors' dogs. They only complain when they bark. They don't know what's going on in the community. There's no relationships. They don't react on alarms or anything. They would be a bit concerned if the dogs barked a lot, but rather they would call and tell the neighbor to shut the dogs up, that they should be quiet, instead of thinking there could be a problem. So community working together, following a bit of rules can prevent this crime.
Mm-hmm. Mike Bolhuis is a private investigator. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.